This movie's hilarious, first I'm going to
Oh,
say.
I'm glad you liked it.
Great. What's the fondest experience?
Probably having Cedric come on board. When he walked onto set, because we had been, there was 4 of us that had been shooting for a couple weeks, 3 weeks or whatever at the time, and then so when, and we improv the entire film, the majority of it's improv, and, we were exhausted. And so when we bring Cedric on set, whole new ball game. He had us rolling. It was kind of like we all got to sit back for a second and we got to be entertained because everything that came out of his mouth was so fresh and new and original and funny and genius. He truly is a king of comedy. I mean, that was probably my favorite.
And I noticed Marlon's energy is insane through the whole film. It's just like it's like constant.
Marlon during this film was on a cleanse. So he was doing this juicing cleanse that gave him energy of like my 6-year-old son. He was bouncing off walls. He had more energy than anybody I've ever met in my life, second to my son. And he was never tired. He was like up going to spin class at 6 in the morning and then coming to set. And I was like, what's wrong with you? He's like, you got to try it. This juicing is amazing. I was like, no, thank you. Of course, that was stopped the minute that the film was over, but it was a great thing for him to do during the film because he really did create this incredible energy on the set, that kind of bled through to everyone else. So,
speaking of incredible, you're in incredible shape.
Thank you.
And you showed it off in the film. Now, could you give a tip to our audience because they're going to want to know how you do it? Because one thing I push is physical fitness. I try.
Mm-hmm.
Us nerds are kind of fat naturally. What do you do? What do you do to work out? Or
my trainer Mike Jones has been kicking my butt for years. I do a lot of resistance training, a lot of free weight training, and a lot of conditioning. But instead of just doing running on a treadmill or a Stairmaster, which I do the Stairmaster quite a bit, but instead of doing that because that bores me to tears, I really hate it, my trainer actually comes up with new inventive ways of doing things to work in the different muscles so that I don't get bored. And using your own body weight, though, when I say resistance training, sit-ups, push-ups, different kinds of things. That all is, you can do it in many different ways and not get bored and, work out outside so that you're not verklempt in a room and doing the same thing over and over again. And
definitely your hard work shows in the film. I mean, it's funny and it's kind of even scary. It has some scary moments. I was telling my friends, this is the type of film you have to watch with an audience. Have you seen it with an audience yet?
No, I'm going to this week, though.
Okay, yeah, and they're going to, the crowd goes nuts.
That's so great to hear. I've heard that it's testing through the roof and that everybody's really enjoying it. And the great part is that, the women will laugh in one part and then the men will laugh right after at another part. And then so it's hitting every demographic and all the age groups as well as men and women and kids. So it's
and the men are going to look at your part like, wow, there she is. She's so pretty.
Well, that's great to hear. I appreciate that.
Thank you for
Thank you so much.
Thank you.